with the lawsuits that you filed and spreading information generally, a lot of what you do at vote.org as a nonpartisan platform is dispelling a few myths about election fraud that are perpetuated more often than not by, of course, right-wing members of the Republican Party. So I just wanted to go ahead and walk through some of these myths that we're hearing heading up to the election. So we've talked about it a little bit, but absentee voting and voting by mail, there's a lot of misinformation that comes out about how safe it is. So can you just talk to me a little bit, going back to my first question, what you're seeing and the changes around that, the importance of absentee voting in this election, and, how candidates and organizations like yourself can be doing a better job of letting people know it's safe?
Absolutely. We're seeing attacks. One of the things to realize is that it's not about red versus blue anymore. It's about red, white, and blue. We are seeing attacks on the election infrastructure itself, whether that means attacks on election workers, attacks on processes that by which people have their share their voice and vote. And so one of the things that we've also seen is attacks on vote by mail. We know that voting by mail is a safe and secure way to vote for a good number of people all across the country, and it's not partisan. And I think the danger is when we make these things, the processes themselves partisan. For instance, in Florida, a more conservative element tends to use vote by mail, and in California, a more progressive number of people use vote by mail. Vote by mail is a safe and secure way to cast your ballot all across this country and doesn't really reside with one party or the other. We've had vote by mail since the Civil War. That's when people first started voting by mail, when maybe someone was fighting outside of the state that they were in, and wanted to access the ballot. So it's about as American as apple pie, and we know how to count ballots safely and securely. I think the biggest thing is, with increase in vote by mail, sometimes it may take a little bit of extra time to make sure we count every vote. And that's the most important thing about vote by mail, but it's a streamlined, secure way for people to participate in elections.